Hello, and welcome to episode 116 of the Seal podcast. I'm your host, Pilch. Unfortunately, Fraser's not here this evening. We'll discuss what he's doing shortly. Slightly above me is Dave.
Oh.
And slightly below me, but just above Craig, is Neil.
Hello. Craig is
Hello,
not visible
chaps.
on the
How are
stream.
you? No, well, he's here on here. I can see him. That's good enough. Right. How are you, chaps?
Yeah, not too bad.
Very well. Glad it's
Good.
Friday.
None of us got COVID this week. Are we all clear?
I
this week,
actually feel slightly more normal for the first time in a while. I don't feel like I've got a cold.
Good.
I've started to get my smell back after about 2 months.
Yeah, great, isn't it? My wife
Excellent.
doesn't feel like she's dying anymore either, so that's better.
I've yet to catch it, so I
You're
have
not
no
in the cool club.
experience of that. No, I'm not. Right, Fraser. Let's discuss why Fraser's not here first, and then we'll get on with the formalities. Where is Fraser this week?
It'll be a bit chilly.
What's he doing?
I don't know. Probably getting stoned with his mate and not doing much fishing.
Right, he's supposed to be ice fishing, apparently. That was his excuse this week. Well, I'm not saying too much because I'm not here next week, so I'm not going too heavy on him. But he'll be back in the driving seat next week. He's stuck with me, so we pulled the straws, and obviously I got the only straw.
Yeah, there was only one, so
when we're pulling these straws.
You pulled the straws. You're like, oh, I guess that's it then.
Right. Okay, we'll crack on. We'll crack on then. Right, we'll get straight into intros and shout-outs. Well, there's some big football news which we'll discuss whilst we're discussing the Fantasy League. So, Neil, off you go.
Are we on Fantasy League then?
Top of the list.
Wow. It was an interesting week in fantasy football, shall we say? I didn't do horrendous, but there was a couple of big scorers. Christian had an absolute stonker and has gone straight back to the top. I think he captained Coutinho, which was a team turned out to be quite a good move. They had 2 games, didn't they? And he scored like 3 goals or something in 2 games, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And my son also had Coutinho as captain, and he's made a big jump up the league. He got 117 points. Christian got 122. The next best, I think, was Dan Fletcher on 84. So the boss had a bit of a wobble.
He hasn't got any Tottenham players, has he?
No, my son put Harry Kane and Kulusevski and Reguilon in for the week. No one really expected Tottenham to beat Everton 5-0, did they? Not even Tottenham fans.
No, we didn't. I'd have took a 1-0.
Yeah,
I took
a win. A win would have been that would have been like a bit of a result, to be honest. But yeah, the way things have been lately. But yeah, who'd be an Everton fan, eh? Let's see.
Or a Chelsea fan at the moment.
I don't know. They don't. They're not doing themselves any favours. I've got to be honest at the minute, are they?
I hope they'll be disbanded by the end of the week.
You never know. But
and
the government
account's frozen now.
Yeah, well, it's a bit weird, isn't it? The government are supporting them because they're a pillar of the community, apparently. That's why all their fans are chanting for Roman Abramovich's name during minutes of respect for the Ukrainians. Yeah, great. Well done, Chelsea fans. Yeah. Well, not all Chelsea fans, obviously, but yeah, some of them showing their colours there.
Just 40,000 of them.
Yeah. But yeah, so not really making themselves any more popular than they already are. But yeah, so I've just made a load of transfers and cost myself some points this weekend because I'm fed up with my team looking shit. So I've gone minus 12 points before we even start this week. So
oh dear. Okay.
We'll see. But yeah, it's a couple of double fixtures this week, and then the week after, I think there's only 4 games. So it's a bit of a weird week next week. Must be the FA Cup. Something, and the rest of the people who are out of the Cup are playing. So
is that still going? Is it?
The FA Cup, yeah, apparently.
Is it? Okay.
Not for our teams, obviously.
So we're going to talk about Formula 1 in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, it's next week, isn't it? Next first race.
Yeah.
Should be interesting. Been watching the testing?
I've been watching the testing.
I have been watching the testing. Yeah.
Ferrari going to be disappointing everyone next week because everyone's thinking they're doing really well so far, and they'll just turn up and be about 10th.
Same old story. Yeah.
Yeah, good old
Yeah.
K
We
Max
can
coming
hope.
back to Haas.
Yeah,
Kevin Magnussen has
he's
returned.
he was
He's,
on his
well,
own. He's smashed out the best time of the night, I think, today after everyone else
Yeah.
had gone home. So that's a bit of a turn up.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
we won't really know like what's going on. I think till next weekend. There's always
No.
testing's always a bit weird.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And Ricardo's
Yes,
out with
still-
COVID, isn't he?
yeah,
So,
he's right. He's got
Yeah.
COVID. So.
Still haven't decided whether the McLaren is legal yet.
No, Mercedes.
Mercedes, I mean, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Mercedes.
Well,
I'm still calling them
Horner
McLaren
said.
from the old days.
Horner's been apparently said officially on the record that it looks legal. It's within the regulations. Blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm sure they'll be putting in their complaints behind the scenes like normal. We'll see.
It's
what
you
happens
know,
with
any of these cars.
all of these have gone through some sort of scrutineering already before they've turned up for testing. So
Yeah, and they're all coming at the same problem in different ways. So
it's good. It looks like it could be interesting this year. That's at least. Although
Yeah.
the cars
Although
look
not as interesting as the last race.
well, maybe, but maybe there'll be a few different cars up the front this time around. Who knows?
We'll see.
Not regularly, but
Drive to Survive is out on Netflix. Season
today, yeah.
3,
Four.
4? Can't remember. But 4. Haven't actually started watching that yet.
No, me neither. Apparently, the last 2 episodes are around the last 3 races. I'm guessing the last episode is largely around the last race. But we'll see what they've got on the insiders' viewpoint.
We'll see. Right, next thing on the list, we've got the Seal Twitch channel. I was fairly active at the weekend. I think I did a good few hours.
Yeah, I jumped in for a bit of that.
Flame in the Flood. Had a bit of that. I don't know what I did next. What did I play after that?
Forza, you all did.
Oh, might have played a bit of Forza. Oh, and Back for Blood, I think I played as well. So, Fraser did something on Sunday. I'm not sure.
Valorant, I think it was.
Yeah, there was some Valorant.
Yeah, Valorant. Yeah, I was out Sunday afternoon. I saw the notification, but didn't bother to have a look because I thought, I know.
I was at work. Boo.
Discord. Now we've got to talk about Discord, haven't we? Because that has been very interesting this week.
Is it?
Hasn't it?
Well, as for some people,
it's all Elden Ring chat.
Yeah,
and a lot of that, isn't there?
There is indeed. Oh, there's a bit more now. Yeah, mechanics and myself generally, I think, having a bit of back and forth. I'm not sure anyone else has really got.
There's a couple of others popping in and.
Yeah, I've definitely
on various.
I had some interaction with some Twitter on the Elden Ring subject as well. So it's been a busy week. So I didn't jump in. Yeah,
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say I didn't do much twitching, but I have been uploading videos to YouTube. So
you have been. I've been watching you rolling around and whacking animals from behind.
Yeah,
it's been very entertaining.
Good stuff. So yeah, there's been quite a few people liking the videos and stuff. So thank you for everyone who's watched it. And
so are you just doing like the boss battle?
So basically, yeah, I've just been because a lot of the time I'm just wandering around on my horse, being really careful. And that's not particularly interesting to watch on Twitch, probably. So whenever I get to a fog gate, I'm like, well, I'm going to record this now because I know something's going to be behind it.
That's a named boss, is it?
Yeah, they're not all big bosses. Like there's like little mini dungeons you go down, and once I've gone down and snuck around and killed all the little minions, hopefully, without dying, I get to the fog gate at the end of it, and then that's when I record. Fraser's wishing me happy birthday for the 3rd time in the chat. Thank you, Fraser.
When was your birthday?
My birthday is today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday now.
Cheers.
Oh, it's in the chat. Right, we'll find out in a minute what you got for your birthday.
We will.
Right, emails. Have we minus little squares blank?
Actually,
Does that mean we have got...
I haven't checked the spam folder. Let's see if anything's turned up in the spam.
We're not the veteran gamers. All our has come direct.
There's nothing in spam. We've had another follower on YouTube. So yeah,
So we're up to date with emails.
yeah.
Cool.
Anything that
Right.
is no emails.
Okay. So tweets. Neil put out his customary tweet earlier that we're about to record. Has anyone got any juicy questions for us? And I think we've got 3 or 4, haven't we? So we better get straight onto them. Right. Greasy Fish Lips is the first one on the list. What's your favourite weapon that you like to use in games and kill style? He says, I'm a take it slow, knife in the back kind of guy. Stealth attacks for me. So who wants to go first?
So I like a 50 cal machine gun or like a M249, like big light. Well, I say light machine gun, lots of ammo, like or a minigun, equally fun. Just walk around and mow things down. I don't like the stealth.
I got.
Okay.
I've been playing 2 games this week, so spoilers for what games I've been playing. I like shooting people in the head with the battle rifle in Halo. In the current game mode where there's no one's got any shields, because if you shoot them in the head, they're dead straight away. It's fucking great. Doesn't feel quite so good when it happens to you, but I've been getting like loads of kill streaks and everything this week. It's been good. And then like Dark Souls, or Souls, whatever they're called, Souls and From Software type games. I'm a bow and arrow and a big slashy sword kind of guy.
Yeah. If it's that sort of game, I will favour the bow and arrow. But if there's an M4 in any game, that is always the gun I go for. I don't know why. Everything I play, if it's got an M4, that's got my name all over it.
That's because
Just
usually they rig
enough
it to be the best gun in
accuracy.
the game.
Generally, yeah, because they fire pretty quick. They're pretty heavy ammo, and I just fucking spray shit everywhere and tend to hit things pretty well. so yeah, M4s be my favourite. I definitely prefer that to a Kalashnikov. I don't like using.
Yeah, they're
that.
usually a bit more inaccurate, shall we say?
Yeah.
They seem to rig them for that one.
Harder hitting normally, but yeah.
So that's that. Thank you for that,
Cool.
Marty. We've got Phil, Urban Big P. Oh God, do I have to read this out?
It's a
Is
question.
Elden Ring game of the generation? You're the only one that's played it.
Yeah,
Neil,
I am.
so
There's plenty of
you're
people
gonna-
playing it.
No, yeah, on here. My Jack said he's finished it this week.
Has
So
he? I don't know when I'll finish it.
apparently.
It's possible. Someone's done it in under an hour, apparently, now. Someone did it in 58
How?
minutes.
You can just
Can you
beeline
just
it
go
Because-
straight to the final boss and kill him?
No, what they do is there's like a few key things you need to do to get like strong enough, basically. Because as well as you can level yourself up, you level up your weapons. So I watched the one video who was the 2.5 hour guy who was the quickest, and then literally the day after someone had done it in an hour. You run around and get all of the stuff to up level your weapons really quick. And they're like, because you can fast travel from anywhere pretty much, unless you're in the dungeon or whatever. So what they were doing, it was like they didn't die once either in this 2.5 hours. So they just ran around, get all the shit, make their weapon like plus 15. And it's got some special move that you can add to it, and it was just absolutely decimating the first boss in like 4 hits. So there's ways you can do it quick, and yeah, that's not the way I'm playing. That's for sure. I think it's probably.
It's not answering the is this game of the
Yeah,
generation?
exactly. So I think it's very early in the generation, really. So you can't really say that. It's definitely like extremely popular at the minute. It's the most popular of their games for sure. And people who don't normally play these games are playing it and enjoying it. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a load of converts out of this game. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot more to come. If you're looking at console generations, obviously, I assume, because what are they 2 years old this year? 2 years this year? So you've got another 6 years probably. So anything could happen in the next 6 years. Maybe.
Maybe.
Elden Ring
Maybe
2.
we'll get might get another Skyrim by then. Might
Do.
change everything.
Could do. I don't know. I think this is
No.
scratching a lot of people's Skyrim itch, but it's just like when you get into fighting, it's a bit hard occasionally.
Okay. Right. MS Rangers 999. Oh, this is a long one. Okay. Evening all. I hate hard games like Souls. So do I. I've tried a couple as they were free on PS and I just can't do them. So please tell me why I fell for the hype seeing that all the scores are 10 on Elden Ring, drop Dying Light and Horizon like a shot, and can't stop thinking about the game. Why is everyone talking about this game? While at work, he's played for 17 hours, still not killed any big bosses. I see, I told you I was rubbish. But I'm just as happy being in this world, exploring all the nooks and crannies, and then running away when the bad people come. So why do you think I love this game so much? P.S. Strawberry jam or marmalade on toast. So answer the marmalade on toast one first because that's more important.
Yeah, it's obviously for me. I can't. I like lemon and lime marmalade actually. That's quite nice.
Okay, I'm a peanut butter man myself, so
Well, that's not in the questions. You
all I
can't
would
have
on
peanut
toast.
butter.
I don't like jam. I don't like marmalade.
Oh, so you're a neither. This
I-
is like
I don't
red
like
sauce,
butter.
brown sauce question on your sausage sandwich.
I would say strawberry jam is the least offensive of the two, so strawberry jam for me.
Okay.
Have you never tried lemon and lime marmalade? Well, you're missing out, mate.
Mm.
Oh, Marty's chipped in with marmalade, but it's got to be shredless.
Yeah.
So
I'm not
Okay,
sure
yeah,
that's weird
marmalade
then. It's not with no bits in. That's weird though, because it's not really marmalade. It's like orange jelly, which is not that sweet.
Hey, what do you mean it's not orange jelly? So is strawberry jam strawberry jelly if it hasn't got bits of
Well,
strawberry?
in America it is.
See,
Isn't
this is where we
need a Canadian
start
here.
getting into the nitty gritty in it.
So the
Go
difference
on,
between jams and marmalade is citrus, is made from a citrus fruit.
I don't.
It's the
I
same
guess
amount
so.
It's the same amount of sugar and fruit.
Well, there's a
mixture.
pectin, isn't there? You put in it to make it go like jelly-y. Whatever
Pectin
it
is the gelling agent, yes, but yeah, you still have the same amount.
It's
of,
like a really, I don't know. It's not a jelly, obviously, but I guess if you took it out of the jar in a big lump, like, and it was still like, it probably would look quite a lot like a jelly, and it will like wobble.
It definitely wobbles more than jam. I'll give you that one. But it's not jelly, is it?
I don't know.
We're
What's the
really
difference,
confusing
technically?
Americans now, aren't we? Because they call jam jelly.
Yeah, well, they're weird though.
Yeah.
We don't go to Americans for food advice generally, do we?
No.
Unless it's about burgers.
So you can get a lime. You said lime marmalade, did you?
Yeah, lemon and lime. I like. That's nice.
Yeah, I've seen a green marmalade before, but I've never tried that either. Right, do you want to go back to Elden Ring again?
Well, we're going to be talking about it again in a little while, I think. But
okay, we'll answer.
I don't know why do people like I said, a lot of people who don't normally like these games are liking this one, and I think it is that's like I said about Skyrim.
Are there a lot of people though, or is it just people that play Souls anyway?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen nearly a million
it.
people playing Dark Souls on Steam. That's for sure. At the same time,
were the Souls that niche then?
I think, like I said there, MS Rangers, I said, a lot of people probably tried them and then just completely bounced off because it was just fucking just like nothing else they've ever played, and it's really hard when you first play to get your head around it.
That's why I haven't even bothered.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the open world part. It's that instead of just like somebody hitting a brick wall,
totally,
they're forced down a path, and then they decide they can't get past it, so they give up. They just go somewhere else, and it doesn't seem the game design is not as linear.
You've got a horse now as well. That's cool. Run around on your horse.
So here's the question: if I bought this game, could I just wander about, killing lots of little things, just having fun without having to worry about bosses? How much of the game can I play? Just keep running away without having to bother with the big.
Well, I don't know, because like at some point, you're gonna not all the bosses. It's not just bosses that are hard to kill. Okay? Like if you're not leveling up,
Right.
then you will find it hard to just run past something. If something with a big long spear might stab you and kill you, like in 2 hits if you're not careful. Just not a boss.
Okay,
Like
right,
some of the
yeah.
bosses you can take multiple hits from, and like another little minion will just absolutely like if you get staggered by one and it does like a flurry of attacks, you're fucking dead. And there's other little fuckers that jump on your neck, like jump on you from behind and basically garrote you. And if you haven't got enough health bar, you're just dead in one hit.
Right. Okay.
So it's not just
I'm
bosses.
Not gonna like that.
But there's places like all of these games have been similar. Like there's places you could like in Dark Souls you could go anywhere pretty much. There was ways you had to go to get to places, but there was definitely you could go different ways to get to places, and there was always it's not an open world, but you had 2 or 3 options generally of where to go. And you might go to the wrong way if you like, and it would be you needed to be 10 levels higher to go that way when you go that way in the old games. And now that can still happen. I mean, it does happen. Like you're introduced to this as a Souls game pretty early, because the first thing you do is die to a boss, basically, once you get
Right.
control of the game.
Okay.
And it's a boss that, like I said when I first talked about it, is a thing is beatable, I guess, if you're extremely good, or fortunate, or you're a veteran of these games. But not many people would have beaten that thing, like literally probably in the less than 100, I would say, out of the millions of people playing. I don't know. That's the sort of elite level player you're looking at, maybe doing that. I've not actually seen anything of anyone actually doing it. But
that's read something. It also teaches players that it's okay to die.
Yeah,
that
totally.
Start boss. Like it's not a game over. It's not a
No.
You can't progress any further. You die and you continue the story, your character development and your character story.
You learn from your death, basically. Death is learning in this game, or in all of these games. So, yeah. I don't know. And if you're not running around doing the bosses, I mean, there's a massive open world. Like, I'll talk about it in a minute, but yeah. It's just a great place to wander around on your horse.
So there is
murder sheep.
The reason MS Rangers think about it so much because they've iterated so much over 5 or 6 games. They've honed this this game style down, and then blown it up into an open world.
All right. Well, like I say, it's just a masterpiece. So there you go.
Okay, right. So we're banning, apart from your chat, we're banning any more Elden Ring questions tonight.
That was fortunate.
Right, Snoogans. Snoogans on Discord, we got an interaction from him, and he wants to know if your football team went bust, who would you support, or would you watch another sport? Well, we'll go for the Luton boy first. They've probably been in the situation.
Well, we pretty much went bust.
I
don't know. Technically, we might have actually gone bust, but we went down to the conference. We were in the year before the Premier League started. We were in Division 1, which was the Premier League of the time.
Yeah. What? There was something before that?
Apparently.
Apparently. I thought football started in 1992, but
yeah, exactly. So yeah, we got relegated the year before from the top league, and I think we did a couple of years in what was then. Was it called the Championship, or was it just called Division 1?
Still the second Division 1, Division 2. Yeah, there weren't no Championship.
There weren't no Championship for a few years, was there? Until they had to do something with that league to make it sound a bit more exciting. But yeah, we went. We got ourselves into some right trouble, basically. The club was run extremely poorly, and there was some seriously dodgy financial goings on, and we got busted for 30 points when we'd already gone down to League 2 at this point, whatever it was. And we got busted 30 points. So that was basically said, you're going down to the conference almost immediately, because that was very difficult. I mean, as much as people say about the Premier League, it's really competitive, blah, 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 anyone can beat anyone. And then they say, the Championship's even worse. It's really close and really hard to get out of and all that sort of stuff. All the leagues are the same. They're all fucking hard to get out of. Unless you want to go down, then it's quite easy. So, but the conference, like we were fucking like we got pretty much like a fan group basically took over the club. I mean, they were wealthy fans, but like there is a consortium of people basically running the club now, and it's all run on an extremely tight budget. But yeah, we've had a couple of times we basically could have gone bust, but managed to get by somehow, and now things are on the up. But if we had gone bust, I don't know. I wouldn't be supporting MK Dons because I went to MK Dons when I lived in Milton Keynes, and it was shit.
What? You mean Wimbledon?
No, it's called MK Dons now because there is another club called Wimbledon.
Yeah, Wimbledon AFC.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like that was a very odd situation. But I don't think I could ever just go and support someone else. I'd just go whatever. I watch other football and
Yeah, just watch it in general, but not have another team.
like I was supporting Liverpool, obviously in the cup against Chelsea, like everyone else who wasn't a Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
So, that was probably one of the biggest cheers I've had this year when Kepa missed the penalty. That was hilarious because they'd brought him on just for the penalties, and then he missed the only penalty of the whole shootout. It was hilarious.
That was funny. That was funny. I don't think I would support another team other than Spurs, but I always had a bit of a back in the day before the Premiership and all that shit started, when they played friendlies against the local teams. We got a lot of our players and a lot of our youth players used to go to Brentford, and we always used to play them in pre-season friendlies. So I sort of got a little bit of a spot for Brentford, but that was when they was in the Neville Overton combination or whatever the hell it was called then. So that was a long time ago. But obviously they're a bit better now. I wouldn't support them now, but that was always a little team that I'd look out for. So maybe Brentford, but I couldn't support another Premiership team.
I don't think there's been a case. Has it been the case where a football team has gone bust and have literally disappeared? Like
Yeah.
literally
So it must have been some.
Bury last couple of years. Bury went out of business and they just don't exist anymore. I don't think.
Right.
Do they?
No, I don't think so. Or like they may have had to like restart another club or something, but
Because you hear of clubs going bankrupt, and
I think like MK Dons.
Rangers. What happened to Rangers?
That was
I know
more
they're back
financial
now, but
dodgy shit, wasn't it? I think.
yeah, but didn't they end up being a new
That
club?
was weird.
That's what
Yeah, that's what a lot of people, Celtic fans, say. They've only been around like 5 years or whatever. Rangers, haven't they? They start now. So whatever happened, I don't really know. Scottish football, no one cared.
No. I suppose Derby are going to be the next one. Have they been bought yet?
I don't know. They're not going to allow that club to go, are they?
I don't know. You don't know, do you?
Well,
if no one comes in and they haven't got any money, that's like saying, they wouldn't let Littlewood's store shut, or they wouldn't let this go.
It's not exactly too big to fail, is it? But I don't think.
No. What are they?
They've already got away. They should have been punished more than they have been already, if you ask a lot of people. So they've already got away with stuff, punishment-wise. They should have, like the year Luton were like miles behind and managed to stay up in the Championship. Like that they should have been docked points that year, along with a couple of other teams who were in the Championship, and that would probably have saved Luton anyway. But we didn't do it. We didn't need it to happen, thankfully. But yeah, that's like.
Sheffield Wednesday is still a team.
Yeah.
Didn't they go? Did they go bust, or they went? Something happened to them, didn't they? Sheffield Wednesday. I know they got relegated a couple of times.
Well, there's been a lot of. There's a lot of clubs who have run on a very, very close to being bust all the time. So,
Man City.
Well,
Chelsea.
they technically lose money every year, but somehow manage to.
Real Madrid, Barcelona, all them teams.
Real Madrid. Was it? No, it's Barcelona, wasn't it? They were like nearly, what was it, £1.3 billion in debt.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then they signed Sergio Aguero the next day. It's like, how's that work? But yeah, weird.
I know. Yeah. Right. I can feel someone breathing down on me at the back of my neck. That's Fraser. He's in the chat, by the way.
It was not fishing, obviously.
No, obviously not. So we better move on. Right. What we've been. Thanks everyone for them questions, by the way.
Yes.
All right. So what have we been doing? We'll just go down the list in order. So we'll start with Neil first.
Yeah. So we did mention them. It's my birthday.
Happy
and I've
birthday.
been partying like it's my birthday.
Have you?
No, not really. I had a takeaway for dinner, and my wife made me a cake, which obviously isn't just for me. It was a Black Forest Ghetto.
What sort of cake?
Black Forest Ghetto.
Black Forest Ghetto. Okay. Right.
Pretty
Very
good.
nice.
I've got to be honest. Yeah, pretty good. It was.
Do you have glacier cherries on top?
We had We've been doing this. Well, she's been doing this baked in thing. I don't know. It's like a mail away thing, mail order thing, where they send you a box, and then you have to buy most of the ingredients yourself, and you can make a cake or something. They basically send you some flour and some sugar and shit, basically, in different quantities in different bags, and then you buy all of the other stuff yourself. And this month, well, whatever, she saved this one for my birthday, so I do like a Black Forest Ghetto. And it was used frozen cherries. It said you could use frozen or fresh, but we couldn't buy fresh, so we got frozen cherries from supermarket. And then there was some sugar in a bag. They all went in the pan and made it called it a jam. It wasn't quite jam, obviously, because that takes a while to set and everything. But yeah, it was like stewed down cherries with sugar in, so it's kind of like a jam. It's nice.
Compote.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good. So yeah, I had a pretty good day. But yesterday I got a thing through the door, which I did order the day before, which I basically spent my entire bank account on.
What have you bought?
I haven't bought an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5, but I could have bought both with the money that I spent on Wednesday.
A 380.
A 3080 graphics card I have bought, yes. I was looking, I don't know why, I started looking, I always look every now and again, and I was looking at the other week, last week, and I was like, the 3070 Ti's, it's like, there's definitely an upgrade on what I had, and I noticed that someone was selling one for 770 odd quid, and I was like, that feels like that's a lot cheaper than they have been. And it was about £200 cheaper than it had been like a few weeks ago. I was like, oh, okay. So then I just started looking. I was like, oh, should I get it? Is it an upgrade? Is it worth it? Blah, blah, blah. And it was like, loads of people were saying, if you've got a 2080, 3070 Ti is not worth the money as an upgrade. So it's like, oh, I won't bother then. And then I was like, I left it at that. And I was like, a bit later on, wonder what else you can get. So I started looking. And obviously the 3080 has been refreshed, a new version with a little bit of extra RAM in it. But I was kind of getting excited for them. It was a couple of months ago they came out. And then they announced how much they were going to be, and I was not excited anymore, because the original 3080 NVIDIA version, when it first launched, was £649, I think, retail, but you couldn't fucking get them anywhere. And the partner cards that come out were all, they might have been £549, but they were definitely, all of the partner cards that came out were immediately £150 to £200 more than the NVIDIA version. And then when they refreshed it, so the new 3080s, the retail price was £1,200. I was like, fuck that. Because the 3080 Ti, which is a trimmed down 3090, had already come out, a year before that, and that was about 1,250 quid. So then I was like, I started looking at what was the 3080 Ti's. I was like, they're 1,200 quid. I could get one for 1,200 quid. And I was just like, that's fucking crazy. I can't spend 1,200 quid. Plus, I wouldn't really want the 1,200 quid one. I'd want the 1,400 quid. So then I started looking a bit more. The new 3080s were all literally about £100 less than a 3080 Ti. And then I looked at there was a eBuyer was selling a 3080 original spec, but a version 2 revision for £1,050. I was like, oh, that's a bit cheaper. because they literally, you haven't been able to buy these fuckers for ages. It feels like. And then I looked at Scan, and they had a different one for £980, and I was like, that's nearly £100 less. It's less than £1,000. I've got nearly £1,000 in my personal bank account. Fuck it, I'm going to buy it. It's my birthday. And who knows what's going to happen. The way things are at the moment in the world, I was a bit like, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to get it. I might not be able to get it in a week for another fucking 6 months with everything that's sanctions this and fucking God knows what. Who knows what's going to happen. So fuck it, I'm just going to buy it. So put that in yesterday. It's definitely what the biggest difference now, other than just cranking every setting to maximum on every game I've played so far, which is only 2, is it's nice and quiet while it's running games on maximum. Because my other graphics card used to go fucking mental, and it would be running at like 75 degrees centigrade, and the fans were going at basically 100%, going. And I was like, it sounded like someone putting a cleaner over next to you. But now I've cranked up the settings and it's running at about 55 to 58 degrees centigrade. Can't hear the fans over the sound of my computer. And I'm like, nice. I like that. That's not sure it's worth £1,000 just for the extra, like the less sound. But yeah,
But
I'm
the,
looking.
but the immediate feedback or lack of feedback from the noise is a instant like. It's like, yeah.
It's definitely working better. So
what are you doing with your old card?
I've
Can you
got.
sell that?
I could, but what I am going to do is I've got my old original expensive PC, which I bought in 2015 or whatever. It's basically
that old thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's been sat around doing nothing in the back room for quite a while, so that's probably going to get the 2080 put in it, and my son's going to have that for his PC, and then his PC is probably going to be used by my wife for her sort of netball shit, like accounting and whatever, letters and administration stuff. And then I've still got an other old desktop from about, I don't know when, with another graphics card in it, which I don't know what I'm going to do. I've just been sitting under my desk for fucking ages as an absolute, like, if everything goes to shit and everything breaks, at least I've got a PC that still kind of works. But it's basically so old it won't run anything now. But yeah, I know my brother was looking into it, so I might have a graphics card to offload, but it's not going to be worth $100, whatever it is.
No.
Right. So is that all you've done?
Yeah.
Did you? Oh, okay.
Well, was there something else I wasn't supposed to have done?
No, I don't know. I just wondered if you've done anything else. It's been a whole week, hasn't it? Okay. Well, my week's been just as exciting as yours because I heard about, or I haven't been to the opticians for 3 years because the last pair of glasses I bought, apparently I'm at that age that I need varifocals because I can't read fuck all, even though I can see over there. So that was 3 years ago, and that the first pair I bought that I needed varifocals, and they cost me a fucking fortune. I normally would have spent 150 quid, maybe 200 on glasses. Now I get 2 pairs. There'd be like reactor lights and spare pair of sunglasses, all this shit. But the last pair I bought cost me 300 quid, and I only bought 1 pair. Oh, do you want another pair, sir? No, I fucking don't. Not at that price. Well, that was 3 years ago, and I've been saying since October, November that I need to go back to the opticians. These glasses, I can still see out of them, but all the coating's worn off, and they looks like there's smudges in front of your eyes all the time. They're fucking terrible. You don't realise how bad they are until you put on a new pair, do you? And you think, oh,
No.
fucking hell. How have I been looking through these things for the last couple of years?
So you weren't tempted just to get the glass done, like keep the frames, but just get the
It's the lenses that
the
are
frames
expensive
are-
anyway.
Yeah, the frames are so cheap, it's not worth
okay.
worrying about. But then I heard in November time that our in my little Market Town in the high street, they was going to open a Specsavers, and that's where I've always got my glasses from. So I said, "Oh, I'll wait until that opens." Well, it finally opened last week, and we were walking the dogs through the town. I say town; it's only a little high street. Walking through the high street, and we literally got grabbed as we went past the bloody opticians. "Oh, we're open. Come and book an appointment." Blah blah blah. And I thought, "Oh, okay, now you fucking got me. I might as well." So I booked appointment last week, and I went on Thursday to get my eyes tested. So I went in. I was probably in there for 20 minutes because I went in straight in, had my eye test. That only takes 10 minutes. And then I come back out and I had a quick look on the rack of glasses, found exactly the same frames that I bought 3 years ago. And I thought, all right, well, this is going to be easy. So I just went over to the bloke. I was expecting, because they measure you now, don't they? They take pictures of you with the iPad and measure your glasses and measure your eyes and measure fucking everything. The height of your lenses, everything. So I said, right, these are exactly the same. You've got all my measurements in the computer. Prescriptions changed a very little bit. Just make me a brand new pair, exactly the same as them, please. And he literally goes, okay, I'll do that. That'll be £350, sir. The only thing I had extra was I was driving a lot when I'd had reactor lenses for the first time before the last pair, but then I started to do a lot of driving, and they don't fucking work in the car, do they?
Well,
so
I don't
my
react.
last
No.
pair,
They should have the window open.
yeah, apparently so. Yes. So my last pair weren't. The pair I've got on aren't reactor lights. So that now I'm not driving so much because I walk to work. I've gone back to get the reactors, and it was like 70 quid more just to fucking have that shit put on it. So, but they last me 3 years, 300 odd quid, it's £100 a year, and it ain't a lot of money, a couple of quid a week.
Not tempted to go on contacts or anything then?
I've tried contacts. I've got I have almond shaped eyes apparently,
Right.
and if you can't, you can wear them, but they're never comfortable because they just don't sit right because obviously they're round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've tried them before in the past and just haven't got on with them. And I can't have laser. I wanted to get them lasered a few years ago, but you can only correct one. Not too young. You can only correct one way. I don't know which one, short-sighted, long-sighted. All I know is whichever one it is, when they do laser treatment, they burn off some of your lens in your eye. So they can correct it by making your lens thinner, but they can't make it thicker. Obviously. You can't stick a bit of lens on. So I'm the wrong one. Wow. So whichever one it is where they can actually take a bit of your lens off of your eye, that's when you can have laser treatment. And I'm not that. So, but I would have had it done years ago if that was.
I've just got this thing about walking into a shop effectively and someone's zapping your eyes with a laser. I don't feel like that's a good thing. I'd want to go to hospital for something like that. Feel like that's the only sort of place that sort of shit should be done is in a hospital where like medical professionals rather than someone who's done a training course for 2 weeks and just zaps your fucking eyeball.
You can get it done on a goalkeeper against England and in the England match.
Well, there's plenty of places you can get. I mean, you can get it done in Specsavers or wherever now. So
yeah,
everywhere. Boots opticians, they all do it now. But when I was looking, it was about $5,000 an eye. This is probably 15 years ago. And also, I didn't know anybody that had it done. You know, all these people going to get it done. You think, what's it going to fucking be like in 5, 10, 15 years' time?
A lot cheaper.
Well, a lot cheaper. But my old postman where I used to live,
done, wasn't
it?
That's what he went for in the end.
My old postman had his eyes done, and it was before I moved. Last time I saw him was about 7 or 8 years after he had his done, and he said his eyes were as good then as they were the day he had them done 7 years ago. He hadn't had any complications. He'd he's got almost 20/20 vision for the last.
Has he had an
7
eye
years.
test in 7 years?
So
Yeah.
and
It
he
always
said by the time you pay that, by the time you paid it, amount of money it costs you for bloody glasses and tests and God knows what else, you get your money back over time. So, but
Or
I
you could just
couldn't
get
have it.
one done and have an eye patch. Just
Just a monocle. A monocle for one eye and a lasered
Yeah.
eye.
That'd be good. Yeah. Well, one of my eyes ain't too bad, so I could probably get away with just having one lens. So that's all. I think that's all I've done. I always remember something else once I've finished talking, but that's it. That's me. So, Dave, what have you been up to, mate?
Cool. So this week I've been mainly setting up my new network attached storage device, my Synology DS920 Plus. Lots of config. I've set up backups for my computer, my laptop, well, the missus laptop, all of our phones and pictures, and basically just playing around with it. It's a great bit of kit. Yeah, it's weird, and moving all my stuff off my computer. So it's just a lot of time and effort to get sort of set up. But now I'm at a point where everything that I want is off my computer, and all of our photos across all of our devices are centrally managed. So we can share what we want to share to our group share account, and then have our own
You
private.
can keep your
photos
own
for our
private
own-
ones, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's always handy.
Password protected, I hope.
Yeah, just
It's-
that little
it's
stash
not
of
even-
photos you don't want
it's
everybody
not even
seeing.
password
Yeah.
protected. It's literally like you just choose on the pictures what you want to share to the group, and that's fine. Like, to be honest, I don't think anyone. Well, I say now I've got an 11-year-old daughter, so she's probably got stuff to hide.
She's
but,
watching stuff or like dodgy programs and stuff, isn't she?
probably, yeah, she was. She's not anymore. Yeah, she worked out how to.
Or she's hiding it better.
Well, yeah. But yeah, I found on the Netflix account the profile I'd set up for my dad. She was using to watch stuff that was not suitable for her. So
Your dad's
um,
recommendations have got a bit weird.
yeah,
Like, what? There's no one watching this.
yeah. But what she knows on how I found out is because it was in the previously watched and the now watching list,
Mm.
which she thinks is the only way that I know. Like you actually, when you go into Netflix, you can see your viewing history per profile. So I've been keeping
ya?
an eye on it. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
When you go onto the desktop PC, but
Right.
yeah, you can go into your viewing history and your IPs of where it's viewed from. So I've been keeping an eye on that, and she's been very good actually. But yeah, it's that was the NAS setup. I am thinking of basically you can set up a remote backup, and I was thinking of sort of letting my brother and my parents know because they've got computers that because they don't ever back up anything because they're not technically savvy.
What have you got? Well, other than your photos and stuff, I don't know. What I've got. If I lost my computer, I'm not sure. Because all I've got on there is fucking games and games and games and games. And I don't really
Right.
store anything on my computer. And if I do, it's all stored in fucking Google Drive
Google
or
Drive
whatever.
and Google Photos and yeah. Well, it's mainly for the missus is work. She's an artist, so she takes a lot of pictures of her work and videos and stuff like that. So that she used to put on websites and sell basically. The stuff that I've got lots of sort of documentation. I have all of my my driving, my vehicle stuff, everything through there, and I've also got all the audio podcasts.
Yeah.
I've got I think it's about 16 gig of audio.
I went through and deleted all of the video versions the other day of all of
I've-
the podcasts I've ever recorded.
Yeah. So I'm backing all that up, and it's just stuff that grows. So I've got 4 terabytes. Well, I actually got 8, but one's a redundant backup. And I thought I'd use a lot more up backing up my computer and the laptop and all the photos. I've used about 400 gig. I don't back up all the games. I don't back up like all that other stuff. But yeah, it's just there. It's peace of mind. And then I can actually do a lot more other stuff. I've been looking into it. You can create virtual servers. You can create websites.
Oh, so you could run like Valheim on your NAS, could you?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I can.
Are
run
you
a
using like
UVC
Plex or anything
server.
like that? You got any video like Plex server?
It's gonna be a media server. I was looking at it, I was like, how do I do it without like just downloading all my stuff? Because
Yeah.
I don't have a DVD player anymore. And basically, nobody talks about that bit. It's like, oh, it's a Plex
No.
server, and you can run videos and all your audio.
Where did you get your videos from?
Yeah. So yeah. But when I move into my log cabin, when I move into it, when I get that set up, I'll probably start messing about with Plex and anything else like that a bit more. But yeah, at the moment, I've got where I want it to, where like I'm happy with where the data is and the photos and everything like that. I will start then messing about with.
Yeah, you're going to need a lot more hard drive space if you start banging like movies and stuff on there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Especially if it's 4K. You can do 4K movies over it. So. Yep.
Right.
And then what else? No shed chat. No. Yeah. My shed is arriving on Tuesday. So I'm preparing the garden for all of the wood. And then I've booked 2 half days. Wednesday.
Build a log cabin.
To start on the log cabin. Next week, we've got a go live for virtualization of quite a lot of our work, so I might not be on the podcast. But we got the project plan at 4:00 today, and I was like, okay, responsibilities is like my name. I was like,
Great.
So yeah, we will see. I'll let you know later in the week about that. And that's it really for my week. I just been working and NAS set up and a few computer games
Okay.
we will be talking about shortly.
Perfect little segue there to what have we been playing. Right, who's got the most things on this list?
You.
Me, but yeah, well, it's the usual fare, so it's not going to take me long for some of these. Right, go on, Neil. You start.
Me.
Yeah, I'm going to have a wee and get a drink. So
okay.
carry
Oh,
on. I don't need to listen to the next half hour.
All right, it won't be that long. I'm gonna talk about Halo first of all, I think. So basically, what I've been doing this week is playing the temporary playlist, whatever it's called at the moment. They've got in there, which is Tactical Ops, I think is like they're calling it.
Okay.
So it's
like a 5v5, is it?
It's 4v4. Still, like team size is the same, but obviously the difference being is, like I said earlier, there's no shields. No one's got shields, which is, as far as Halo goes, is the thing that makes it feel quite a lot different to most other shooters, because you can, as we said before, like someone gets the jump on you, doesn't mean you're dead. Whereas now, basically, someone shoots you, you're dead. Which, like I said, it's quite good fun when you, like, I've had so many more kill streaks, because literally you shoot someone in the head, they're dead. So you're going for headshots straight away. With a battle rifle, because it's a free shot burst, it's quite a lot easier, because the game modes switch between, mostly it's battle rifles, but it does throw in the Mangler pistol, which is like a big shotgun pistol thing, and then the normal sidearm pistol. And I don't know, I'm suspicious at times, I've got to be honest, when especially the pistol game mode comes around, and there's a big couple of maps are massive, massive, they're not massive. They're a lot bigger than, they're not like a mini arena. Like, we're looking at a video now, is like a smallish arena.
Yeah.
Lots of nooks and crannies to go into, and tunnels and whatever, and verticality. But there's a couple of maps. There's one that's just all outdoors, like in like a literal sandbox, because it's like a desert area with a big tower in the middle, and like a little complex that runs through the centre of the map, and then the rest of it all around it. The edge of it is all open and with a few rocks here, a bit of elevation changes and stuff like that.
Good for sniping.
Yeah. And when you're playing pistols on that map, and you get shot from a fucking long way away when someone's like a little dot, you're like, how the fuck did you hit me from there? But yeah, so I don't know. Feel like they should have been a bit more clever with where the weapons have been dropped into certain maps, rather than like that's fine for battle rifles, and there's another map that's quite a long range map. The longer range map should definitely just be battle rifles, because it's fucking stupid running around with a little. The Mangler pistol feels quite short range as well. It's like I say, it feels a bit like a shotgun, and one-handed shotgun, so you don't expect to be able to pick people off on a fucking mile away. So yeah, it's been a bit funny at times, but on the whole, a whole lot of fun and a whole lot of killing. And I've had loads of double kills and triple kills, and killing frenzy I got earlier, like that's like 10 kills without dying or something stupid, which does feel quite good. But yeah, it's still Halo at the end of the day. Just playing on my own, going for a couple of rounds, because I'm doing that thing with the Microsoft points, where if you play a PC game and you play with friends, i.e. a multiplayer game, you get like nearly 300 points a day. So that's the only game I've been playing to do that. And it just so happens to be fun, so, not really losing out. Then the only other thing I've been doing all week is playing an absolute fucking shitload of Elden Ring. I've been making some videos, as I said earlier. I'm going to play one of my videos on the YouTubes now for people to watch, if I can get my mouse in the right place. So it's just, I've been talking to a couple. A guy at work I was talking to the other day as well, and he's been playing it, and just he's done a lot more than I have in terms of progression. But like the world itself is almost, it's mind blowing. I just like initially you start in an area, it feels relatively big, then you obviously know you're going to go off like in different directions and find more. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm like, fucking how big is this game going to be? It's massive. But now I've got the map. I haven't unlocked all of the map, and there's still, I don't know how much to go. The secrets that are around, things that happen. You go to certain places at different times of day, you think something will happen that wasn't there before. It's all like, there's a load of this stuff has always been in these games, but this is just taking it to another level. It's just, the combat is still like, you're watching me roll around and dodge and stuff like that. It looks like a Dark Souls game, but it's much more fun than a Dark Souls game. Well, that's not right. It's the same amount of fun, I guess, if you're into that kind of thing, but you can have a lot more fun generally. It's just like the other day, I don't know why my video stopped playing, but I was just walking around the open world, and then you go into a little hut, and there's like a classic Dark Souls elevator type thing where you go and stand on a plate and it moves up or down, and so it starts going down, and I'm like, just expecting it to go down a little bit, and it just keeps on going down and down and down. And then I look around and I'm like, what the fuck? And it's just like, I'm not going to say what it is, but I was just like, what the fuck? This is mental. So it's just.
It wasn't just an elaborate loading screen, and it
No,
was actually,
no,
right,
no.
showing something.
It's
Right.
just it's just so good. So much to do. Like, I've not played Breath of the Wild. People are like have made that comparison. I can't comment on it, but I can't believe that Breath of the Wild is this much game. There's fucking so much going on. And I've only done 2 of the main story bosses. So I've got, I don't know how much to do, but I just love going around on my horse. Like I say, kill a load of sheep, get all their bones, kill some birds, get their feathers, make a load of arrows, so I can shoot bigger baddies from a distance without getting killed. Finding all the new enemy types, and then just exploring all these new areas, and then as I'm going through an area, thinking this isn't too bad, and a fuck off great big dragon drops out of the sky, and you're like, bye. Time to get the fuck out of here. But yeah, it's just fucking so good. It's difficult now because, like I say, in the old days, I never got on with these games at all. And then I don't know what changed. I got my head around it a bit, and it was Dark Souls 3 that got me into them. And now I've played. I still haven't gone back to Bloodborne, and I don't think I will, unless it comes out on PC, and it works a lot nicer than it did on my PS4. But yeah, just there aren't really any other games like it, I guess. And as MS Ranger said earlier, like when you're not playing it, you're thinking about it. Like maybe you've had a go at a boss and you didn't do very well, and you go away and you think about how you might approach it differently when you go back to it, or what are you actually going to do next? Because there's not like like I said before, like there was a bit of flexibility in how you could progress through a Dark Souls game and which way you could go, but there was like a sort of a route at the end of it to go. And now it's an open world, so you can just fucking trek off in a direction and keep going, and as long as you avoid everything, you can keep going. But and it's quite generous with these, like they're called the sites of grace now, which are the old camp bonfires. There's quite a lot of them dotted around, and then if you do stroll into, because you can just stroll into a boss in the, like I said, there was this fucking dragon just dropped out of the sky, and I was just like, no, I was on my horse. Thankfully, I just went fucking legged it past, and kept on going and going, just playing. Please don't come after me, and hopefully I won't run into a brick wall. But yeah, then there's also, if you do happen to die in like an open world boss fight type of thing, there's usually little statues around called, or whatever, something weird, Statue of America or something, and it will be like a respawn point. So you don't always have to go back miles to wherever your last site of grace was if you haven't done one for a while. So it's all that sort of stuff is much more generous than the older games. But I don't know, there's a lot of people playing. Like I said, the other week, when it was in the first week it came out, I looked on Steam at the concurrent players, and it was like 880,000 people playing at the same time. And that's just on Steam.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculously popular. I can't believe, I didn't really look at those kind of things, but I can't believe that any of the other Souls games have ever been anywhere near that on Steam.
Right.
And like I said, there's a lot of people playing this game that never really got on with the old ones, but something about this one, like the explorations, feels good to like go into a new area that just looks completely fucking different to where you've been, and then find all these new enemy types and stuff like that. It's just, and then there's all of the RPG stuff like leveling your character. I can't remember what I've got to now, but I spent, because you only earn like one currency type, your runes in this game, which is your souls from other games, and so you have to use them to buy any equipment or upgrades to your weapons, as well as upgrading your levels. So, you know, I've been definitely I spent a shitload the other day just upgrading my sword to
You
level
ain't bought
13.
any on eBay then?
No, you can't do that. Well, you can apparently or somehow. I don't know how that works. It's cheating basically. You have to have a modded version of the game and all that bollocks. So I ain't doing any of that. It's all hard work for me. But I know loads of people are enjoying this, like I say, that just have never got into these games before. It's definitely worth having a
wonder
go
how
at.
many of them. Yeah, I wonder how many people play Elden Ring and then go back to
Yeah,
some
I
of the
wonder
older
that as well.
Souls.
Yeah, because if you get, I mean, you will grow the skills required to play the other games by playing this. Where, or like you'll understand maybe once you do get into the, like I say, you can just fuck around doing nothing for ages. I've done that plenty of times. Just like don't really know what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to stroll around on my horse, kill a load of sheep, kill a load of birds, and have a good look around and try and find like all the little caves and dungeon things around that are in the like side of cliffs and whatever. Or I might think actually it's time I've got to go and progress this a bit and go and look for the next boss or whatever. But just absolutely loving it, and I don't know how long it's going to take to finish it. I don't know what I will do when I finish it, whether I'd start a new, because there's always a new game plus that you just go through to get start again, but you keep your level, but everything gets a bit harder obviously, and everything you beat gives you more stuff. So there's just so many little mechanics to switch up the gameplay, and it's just, like I said before, it's just a masterpiece. Fucking amazing.
Okay. Yeah. So I know that I wouldn't like it. I'd buy it and then just I wouldn't. It's clearly a fucking brilliant game. So I wouldn't play it and then go, come on and say this is utter shit. But I wouldn't get on with this. I can't see myself playing it for more than 10 minutes. I just get smacked 3 times and think, no, I'm not doing. I'm not putting
I don't
40
know.
hours
It's weird
into
because,
this.
like Dave said earlier, that was the bouncing off point before, whereas now, like, you can just fuck off somewhere else and get better gradually, and then you can become. But the easy, like people go on about put an easy mode in. Like the easy mode is basically spend ages going around beating up all the little enemies, get fucking massively over leveled for everything, and just go around and you can just dominate everything because you're so much more powerful
So
than you should be.
you could do that then.
Yeah, that's basically
That is a
how.
way of finishing.
Whenever I got to a barrier in your older games, it was just like I literally can't get past this thing because it keeps killing me.
You just went off.
I just go back to a place where there was loads of enemies, and just kill a load of them, go back to the bonfire, kill a load of them, kill all of the same enemies over and over again for like a couple of hours, and grind out fucking loads and loads of souls and just level up about 10 levels. And then you go back to that bit that you couldn't do before and you just breeze through it. So that's the easy mode in Dark Souls. It's hard work basically. It's just got to go around and just kill a load of easy shit and level up, and that is still a thing you can do in this.
Well, that brings nicely on to I'll go next because that segues into my first game I've played.
The grinding.
I've played Back 4 Blood, and this game is fucking impossible. But if you play it for 6 or 7 hours, it gets a little bit easier because you start stacking cards and shit up. I think I've probably played it for 15 hours this week, and
Wow.
I've just
Really.
and I played it for 4 hours today, just trying to do one level, just going over one section over and over and over again. I was with some randos, and it was horrifically hard. I'm on the last level of Act 3, and there's only one level in Act 4, so I'm right at the end. I got in with a good team of randos. Actually, they fucking knew what they were doing. I think you've both been on. You've definitely done this one. There's one where you have to protect a burger place. There's a minigun. You have to set a generator up, and then when the horde start coming, you have like 5 minutes to. It's not the one with the jukebox, but there's the next one on. These guys, they spent 10 minutes setting up their area, and basically they fucking sat in a corner and they cornered it off with all these little with the wire, and they set a minigun up, and they just sat there for the whole time while this horde was coming, just absolutely fucking rinsing them. And at the end of it, I think a couple of times we've tried it and we've run out of time. Well, the timer stops, but you don't stop. You just don't get the bonus for finishing the level. When we finished the level, I looked at it and we had 7 minutes left on the timer. When we've done it, when me and Fraser have done it, we've run out of time. They've done it with 7 minutes left.
What do you have to do? Kill a certain amount of zombies or something?
No, it's just a timed thing. So the zombies just keep coming for whatever it is. But if you they just keep coming. So the timer will just keep going down until you get to the certain point. I don't know exactly what triggers it, but you have to a horde to come and you have to kill all of the horde before the next horde starts, which we were never doing. We were just constantly getting them and getting them and getting them. So as long as you can stop it at source sort of thing, and then that's when it stops. Otherwise, it's just continuous until you manage to finally do it. And we got through 9 levels with the same 3 guys I was with, and we never died. We never had
no one got downed.
Continue nothing. No one got downed. They were just unbelievable. And then they just all left. They obviously, that right, lads, we'll fuck off now, and that's the end of that sort of thing. And it was just, I was the last one. Then I got bots and randos, and I couldn't get off the next level. So I noticed that on this level I couldn't do. There's loads of grenades. There's this special grenade that you get in the game at this point called a T5 grenade. And the whole thing is you're in this part of the story, you're trying, you get it. So, and he says, "Oh, try out this new grenade," and you start chucking them all over the place. But you've got to do these little hive areas again, like in some that we've done before, where you have to shoot the sort of the little feeders to the hive, then shoot the hive. But every hive there is, you get an ogre as well. So not only are you trying to shoot the hives, even you've got a horde, you've also got ogres coming constantly. And they're the ones that you have to shoot, the big fuckers that you have to get their bar down that don't go until you kill them. And then I realised that there's millions of these grenades laying around everywhere, but can only carry 1 grenade. So I built a special deck just for grenades, and I ended up with 7 grenades per game. I could carry 7 at a time, and I nearly finished it. I was doing it with bots, and I nearly got to the final thing, but I had 1 more hive to destroy, and I died. That took me 4 hours today. So now when I do that level, I know.
But you can't play Elden Ring.
I know. And then I started again, as you do, start a new run, because I've got a new card where I can have 2 primary weapons now. So I've got a shotgun and a assault rifle instead of just a pistol or a bat or something. So, and then I've made another build with just everything to do with shotguns. So I've now got a shotgun where every pellet that I hit gives me health, temporary health, which is the blue line. But also I've got one that while I've got temporary health, I only take 10% damage.
Right.
Well, I've constantly got temporary health because I'm using my shotgun, and so I'm not getting killed. I did a whole run on my own with bots from in the whole of Act 1 without dying. It was mental. and I got the Super 80 shotgun, and it just fires pellets like cartridges.
So you
like
had like
mental.
500 health at the after
Yeah,
like 5
it,
seconds.
it just stayed in the blue. It never went down
Right.
because I wasn't taking any damage because I'm only on 10% damage while I've got temporary health, and every time I killed something, I got temporary health.
Did you
It was
watch a
great, it was
video
mental.
before you did that, or did you just suss that out for yourself?
I just sussed it out because as soon as I got 2 weapons, I thought, right, what can I do to my shotgun to make it better? And then I started seeing, I looked through and saw all these cards that were giving me stuff to do with the shotgun. The only trouble is, if I got in trouble, I'd be fucked. If I couldn't get
You ran
a
out of ammo.
shotgun no, because I had no health regen, no normal health. My health was like at its lowest you could get it before staging it up.
Yeah.
So if I'd have got something give me a wallop from behind and I was downed, that was it. I was fucked because it was like 2 hits and I'm dead sort of thing.
Mhm.
But I
Kind of
managed
like
to
a
stay
glass
alive.
Cullen.
Yeah. So, but it's just there's so many ways you can play it. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then I've got another card I've got my eye on now, but I need to get up the chain. I need 700 points,
Oof.
and you only get like 30 to 40 points a level. So I'm going to have to play it for 30 levels just to get them 700 points.
What's the card?
I can't remember what it was called, but when you're at full health, you take no damage for the first 3 hits.
Oh right, okay.
So if I don't get hit 3 times, I'll never lose my health.
How's that work then? 3
Well,
hits from what, the same enemy?
Any enemy. But if I then
when
kill
does it
something
reset
before,
Right, so every time you
if I
kill
kill something,
right, you
starts
get
again.
resets. Right.
So I never lose my health.
Yeah.
But I'm way down the supply lines now. I must be near the end. I don't know when it stops, but I must be somewhere near getting. I don't know how many supply chains there are. I've completed about 10 full levels of cards, so fuck knows how many there are left.
I haven't.
But there can't be that anymore. Oh, it's good. I can't talk about that anymore because I've got other shit to talk about. I've been playing a Souls game today. It's called Young Souls.
Doesn't sound very Dark Soulsy.
No, it's a RPG style game. You've got a sword and a shield. It's their selling point is that you're twins. You've got a boy and a girl, but you can only play with one at a time. But you can select each one as soon as you start getting a bit health or whatever. You can select the next one, and she just comes in. You go. It's like a tag team sort of thing. There's something going on in a town, and you're these twins, and there's a professor in your, I don't know if it's a school or something, but something happens to him. You go through into his laboratory and find a secret room, and there's all this dungeons and shit going on. It's very similar to the Stick of Truth, the way you sort of go in the town. It's side scrolling when you're in the town, so you go past shops and window fronts and stuff to get to the next sort of street sort of thing. It's very similar to the way that plays. It was all right, but I got bored very quickly. That was on Game Pass. I played a little bit more Flame in the Flood, only to see. I tried to work out what you're actually supposed to do to progress in this poxy game, because it's you're constantly needing to eat, you constantly need to sleep, you constantly need to repair your health and stamina and shit. And by stopping on these little islands, as I said last week, you go down a little river. If it rains, you get wet and you die. If so, you need clothes, but you can't buy clothes. You've got to make clothes, and you can't make clothes because you haven't found fuck all to make clothes. you can't catch any rabbits because you need to make some traps, and you can't make traps because you haven't got the stuff to make traps with. And I've done probably about 10 runs, and only lasted a couple of days, which is like a 20-minute run. I don't know how. I'm gonna have to watch a video to see what you actually have to do to keep yourself alive, because this says you're tired, so you find a little camp area, go to sleep. When you wake up, you're starving hungry.
Yeah.
Well, if you haven't got anything to eat, you die. If you don't go to sleep, you die. It's just, I don't know how far this game goes. I don't know whether you can go for like days and days and days, weeks and months. I don't know. It's quite interesting. But it's very frustrating, because you get off this island, I got onto one island and this wolf come and broke my leg. I haven't got any splints. Okay, so I hobble back to the boat, go to the next thing. I go to the next island and see if I can find something to make a splint. While I'm going down the river, it starts raining and I fucking die because of the cold. It's just there's obviously something to do. There's obviously a way of progressing this game, but I haven't fucking found what it is yet. So I'll have another little puggle at that this week at some point. I fired up COD. I haven't played it for quite a while. I was considering actually uninstalling it because it's
It's a
taken
bit
up
of
200.
a chunk of hard drive.
It's taken up 200 gig of hard drive, which is a quarter of your drive by the time you've got your operating system out of the way. So I thought I'll fire it up. I'll give it a little go. I went back into multiplayer. Actually, I haven't played multiplayer for a long time. Not a lot has changed because it's still Modern Warfare. It isn't.
Oh, you're playing Modern Warfare, right?
Progressed anything? Yeah, Modern Warfare. Yeah. There's something wrong with it. It's broken. Every time I finished a game, it shut down and went back to the main screen as if you're firing it up for the first time. Every game, I play 5 games and it just crashed. As soon as it comes when it's supposed to start the next game, it just crashes and restarts the game. So they've done something, fucked that up. I don't know whether that's just me or whether anybody. I haven't had a look into it. So I think that was the very first game I installed on that hard drive, and it's been there ever since. And I think I'm probably going to be taking it off.
You could bin off the multiplayer, can't you? And keep Warzone on.
Yeah, and still have Warzone. Multiplayer is only 20 something gig though.
Is it?
I already uninstalled the campaign, which was 47 gig.
Did you play the campaign?
So it's still going to be. Yeah, I always play the campaign first before I even go into multiplayer.
Well, you haven't got.
It was all right.
You haven't bought Black. What was it?
I haven't bought Vanguard.
Cold War.
I haven't bought. I didn't buy the other one either.
No.
There's been 2 more since Modern Warfare, haven't there?
Yeah. Modern Warfare 2 this year.
Cold War.
Modern Warfare 2. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2-2.
Okay, so only other game I've played.
This is one I want to hear you talk about, actually.
Okay, I love the films. I think they're absolutely brilliant. Came on Game Pass. It was Game Pass, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yesterday, Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
I installed it yesterday. Quick story. Daisy wanted to install it, and I said, "Oh, just let me download it first. It's quicker on my Xbox downstairs. I will, when it's installed, I'll put it on my spare drive, and I'll bring it upstairs and put it on yours." So it took me about 15 minutes to install the 30 something gig or whatever it was. Pulled out the drive, ran upstairs, plugged it into Daisy's, transferred it over to hers, and it didn't work. Interesting thing, there was another game on that drive, and it was Forza Horizon. And then I remembered, if I'm installing the X version, the X and S version of the game, it doesn't fucking run on the standard one. It's a completely different file. and I forgot that I had already done that with Forza because that's why it was still sitting on the spare drive. Because I tried to install it onto hers and it won't run. You can install it, but it just won't start up.
Right.
So that was half hour of my life wasted. Right, so I fires up this game. It's a bit of a slow start. It's sort of
Too
when
much
he's
story.
a young lad and he's too much story. I just clicked until the actual game started. Daisy's sitting here having her tea while I was playing. She's going, "Hey, you're missing all the story. You're missing Dad. You're missing all the story." I don't fucking care about the story. I want to shoot things. So I got in, fired it up. First thing you come to, you've got to wander around and talk to everyone on the fucking ship. You've got to talk to Groot, and you've got to talk to Rocket, and you've got to talk to Gamora, and you've got to talk to the big fucker that I can never remember
Drax.
his name. Drax, that's it. And while you're walking around this little shit, it doesn't take that long. It's not like fucking Mass Effect style.
I was going to say, yeah, it sounds like Mass Effect.
It's not that bad. But while you're doing this, everybody is yapping in your ear. All the characters are talking, having a conversation with you, with themselves. It doesn't stop. And I thought, okay, start the game. That's right. So we have to do something, and we go down to this planet, and two of them come with you. Gamora stays on the ship, and Rocket and Drax. Oh no, it must have been no. Drax stays with you. Groot comes down with you, and basically, there's quite a lot of platforming. And lots of things where you have to, at one point, you have to get Groot to build. Your characters are with you. You
Right.
don't control them, but you have to bring up a wheel and choose one of the characters, and then choose him to do something, and then he'll do it. They don't just like. There's a bit where the bridge where
It's Ghost
the bridge
Recon.
is out. Groot his arms can, or he can make trees. So there's this bridge that you have to make a bridge. So, and there's a point you have to look at this point, identify that is where you've got to go. Then you've got to open your wheel. You've got to select Groot, select him to make a tree thing, and then he will make the tree thing, and then you can go across the fucking gap in the bridge. Fucking annoying. There's
That's
a little
not
bit
what I
of
was expecting
shooting.
of that game.
Right. There's a little bit of shooting. There's a little bit of this, little bit of. And while you're doing this, there was one good bit, right? All of a sudden, Rocket goes, right, oh, let's have a little bet. Let's have a little bet. He goes, basically, there's these sort of pupas of little maggots and things all around the area. And he goes, let's have a competition. We'll see who can shoot the most. And while you're traversing around this area, you've got to shoot these things when you see them. And it's like it comes up across the screen, picture of you, picture of Rocket, and a score. And while you're playing the game, he's in your ear going, "Oh, I've got another one," and you're getting a tally.
Right.
At the end of the level, it tells you who won, and they're going. But they're yapping in your ear, yapping. And I thought, this got to stop. You can't concentrate on what's going on because
I get
it's
enough
like
of this
the
at home. I don't
films.
want to be doing it in the game.
Oh my god! I turned it off. I couldn't play it. It was
Really?
so annoying.
Wow.
There was a lot of jumping about, not a lot of shooting at all. A lot of quick time stuff, a lot of falling down into traps and into shoots and coming out and being separated from the team and oh, you go that way, I'll go this way, we'll meet up in the middle sort of thing. It was awful. I
Wow.
was so disappointed. I thought it was going to be fucking brilliant.
Loads of people were raving about this game. Like, Game of the year
Honestly,
and stuff, aren't they?
no, I'm not going to say, right, it's me talking. So
Mhm.
if I don't like something, I fucking hate it. But I don't think either of you would like it. I really don't.
I'm not
I
really
reckon
into
on the
No, I
Marvel
was watching
anyway.
a video, and to be honest, apart
Give
from
it-
Rocket, none of them look like the characters.
Well,
like,
they don't.
in the
That's
film.
a totally
Oh,
different
because
thing.
it's the no, because they are the comic characters.
Because that's where the
This
majority
apparently
of the
is
population are
quite.
going to come from.
Yeah, it's quite true to the comics, apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah, they're totally
most
different
people are
colours for a
not coming
start.
from the. Most people are not
No,
coming
exactly.
from the comics.
I haven't read the comics. I've only watched the films. And
They
for
just
some
don't want
reason,
to pay the likeness, isn't it? That's what it is.
No,
They
no.
don't wanna
Well,
pay
I
it.
don't know about that. I think there probably is a bit of that, but it was a bit like the Avengers game came out, and everyone was a bit. I played the Avengers demo or whatever it was before it came out ages ago. It was like I've got no connections to the comics, and I only come from it from the films, and I was fed up with the films anyway because there was too many of them. So I've got no appetite for this game. I have downloaded it for some reason, just to give it a go, but I might just uninstall it because it sounds like it's just going to be super annoying. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I
if
don't
you've
know.
seen
Like,
the films, they are constantly
yeah, they're
badgering each
bickering
other,
and
all the
whatever
time,
all the
the
time,
whole
yeah.
way through. Right,
Hmm.
that's what it's like in the game. It's in your ear the whole time. And the Star Lord, what's his bloody name?
Chris Pratt.
It is a Star Lord, isn't it? Yeah, Chris
Star-Lord.
Pratt. We call him Chris Pratt. Him and Rocket, their voices in this game, I couldn't tell which one was talking. So not only are they having a
Okay.
conversation, your character's fucking talking to them as well. But not only
Aren't you playing
were
as
they
Star-Lord?
annoying, yeah, that's what I mean. You're him, but he's also talking
Right.
to them, and you have to keep stopping what you're doing to select a conversation, some witty fucking retort to what they're saying. They say something, you're trying to ignore it because it's driving you around the fucking bend, and all of a sudden an A, B, or C fucking option comes up for you to reply to them.
You've got to
it's
motivate your team, haven't you?
terrible.
Motivate your team. If they're happy, they do better.
It's
don't they?
awful. It's terrible.
I
I
wasn't
was so
expecting
excited
this.
when I saw it. And I've listened to a couple of podcasts where they've said they hadn't seen the films or weren't really into it, but really thought it was good. I was thinking, oh shit, they don't even like the film and they love this, so it's going to be brilliant. It's not brilliant.
Definitely not by the sound of it.
My
Shame.
Jack goes, I don't know why you're playing that. It's shit, Dad. I said, you don't know that, Jack. You don't know that. No, it's shit. Everyone I've spoken to said it's shit. I said, no, I'm sure it's going to be good.
He was right then.
Yeah, he saw that I'd
So
turned
when
it
you
off
play an
and
Elden
uninstalled
Ring
it
then?
after half an hour. He likes that. He reckons that's the best game he's played.
I think it is the best game I've played.
We're not talking about that again. Stop it.
Oh, we will we'll talk about it in 2 weeks' time when you've played it.
I've just seen what Dave's got on his list now. I hope we ain't going to have that all again. Anyway, so I can't recommend it. Some people might enjoy it. If you could turn the speaking off, I think it would be a lot better. And there's so many upgrades and trees and shit. For the first half hour, I was getting stuff, and it kept saying, "Oh, you've got an upgrade. Oh, you've got an upgrade." Before I even was able to upgrade, I kept looking in the menus. Here's the best bit. Every time I looked in the menus to have a look to see what the upgrades were, fucking game crashed.
So
That was the final cherry on the cake, as they say.
I had quite a few cherries on my cake.
Probably 2 or 3 times. I've actually had a lot of games crashing recently, I must admit.
Sure, your Xbox is alright.
I was going to say, is it the
No.
games or is it?
No, because Forza's fine, and all the other games I've played, Back 4 Blood, Young Souls, COD was crashing. But everything else has been fine. They're just glitchy, shitty games, aren't they? They don't fix them fucking properly.
Just format your hard drive and start again.
I don't think it's me. I'm going to have a look later. I'm pretty sure it's not my hard
You
drive.
got-
Verify your
You got
files and all
gigabit
that.
internet. You just
re-download it.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Well, I can shove them onto another drive and format it and just shove them back on afterwards. Couldn't
If
I?
they're corrupted, that's not going to help, is it?
I was
Well, no,
going
to
to
be
say,
fair,
yeah, just
it takes just as long to put them on another
Yeah.
drive as it does install.
Probably takes
them.
even longer. If it's an
Yeah.
old hard drive.
Yeah, it is. It's only it's not a USB 3 one.
Oh, that'd be worse though.
Mm. So that's me done. 2. Did I have a good game? I didn't actually have a good game. Oh, Back for Blood, but I've been talking about that fucking since November.
Blaming the Flood is
so
kind of good, but just
it's kind of
sure.
good. I'll give it another go. I will. That's the second time I've gone back to it, and I'll work out what the fuck you're supposed to do, and then it'll click and have a good run. But I think I need to have a look on YouTube, see exactly what people are doing to sort of set themselves up for a good run. I think there's a couple I've played, but I've talked enough, so they're only shithole things anyway. Go on then, Dave. Let's get your 2 out of the way.
yeah, so only a couple for me this week. I downloaded ages ago, and I've been meaning to play it. The Inscription demo on
Never heard of
PC.
this game. Well, you have to tell me all about this game. Never heard of it.
So, the Inscription. It's a card battler game, card collection battler game. It's all mysterious. You're locked in a cabin, or at least the demo. You're locked in a cabin and you're playing cards against a mysterious figure behind the table, and there's various puzzles around the cabin that you can complete and unlock and get more and better cards and stuff. And you play on a board and you either battle against various enemies with various different card types or variations on cards. And you go through the demo. I went through it about 3 or 4 times, I think, and like each time you die, you get to create a new card of yourself of the best bits of some of the cards that you can choose.
Yeah.
And it seemed great. I was like, and I thought I'll just double check because I beat him at the end at the demo and then game over. Like you finish your demo, great. I was like, I'll just double check, and I looked at YouTube video of somebody else playing, and I was like, is this the same game? And so basically it completely changes.
You're heading
after that.
into spoiler territory here, Dave.
So yeah, like, but it alludes to the start. At the start of the game is that the start of the game you're loading a game to play.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the premise is that you're playing a game.
Is there any? I can't remember how it works.
About playing
on
a
the
game.
demo. Are there any videos to watch on the
No.
demo? Right. Okay.
No.
It's very meta. The game.
Yes. Yeah. But as a human being, I'm playing a game of somebody playing
a game.
games.
Yeah.
And
that goes places. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So it is more complicated. Like even if you do play a demo, and
but the actual card game itself is quite good.
It is. Yeah.
One of the best card games I've actually played, and that's what people were saying. That this is the best part of the game. Like that, there is. I've still got the game installed. The game has. I don't know if it's been fully released, but there's a beta version of the game where you play an endless mode of that part of the game.
Okay. Yeah.
Or it's like a roguelike Slay the Spire type version of it. So. But yeah, that demo is only the first bit. There's loads. Like you have to. Because you only beat one of the guy once, don't you? In the demo.
Yes.
Yeah, then it definitely changes. So what do you do? The bit where he's putting like the card, he changes the cards halfway through.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, you have to do 2 or 3 of those before you actually finish it, and then the things go a bit fucking crazy. So.
Yeah. It's I can see why you didn't want to talk about it too much.
Yeah.
Well,
you haven't though. You haven't seen all the things why I haven't talked about it too much.
No,
because you only played the demo.
So, But yeah, as soon as
But-
I started watching watching somebody play it, and I was like, that doesn't look like the game I
No,
want to play it.
no,
And
it
then I
doesn't.
kind of it, and then it sort of clicked, and I turned it off.
What
I've put it on my wish list, and I'll pick it up when it's on sale.
what was I was going to say? It's fuck! It's completely gone out of my head. I can't remember. Don't matter.
So yeah, it definitely looks interesting.
I love the actual card game though. When you're playing the cards, the way like the sounds, it literally sounds like you're playing with real cards and stuff like that. It's really fucking well done. That part of the game.
Yeah, like everything has weight to it. So like slapping the cards down onto the
Yeah.
table. If like one of the things that you can use is a pair of pliers that you pull out a tooth to put onto the scales to give yourself an extra point.
Yeah.
Like the way it jabs the pliers into what would be your mouth, the camera moves with it, and then you sort of it shakes and you pull out. It's really
Unsettling.
visceral. Yeah, it's you know you yeah it's very well thought out. The whole cabin, the whole playing as a board game with physical pieces in the game. Yes, it's a computer game, but that it feels like you're slapping stuff down, or you're ripping your tooth out, or like things are being thrown across the table. Yeah, it's good. It's very well thought out. So yeah, I will pick that up when it goes on sale at some point in Steam.
One down.
What price is Pick a Bubble?
I think it's like 15 quid at the moment.
only-
So
No, what price
what-
is it going to
what
be
is it
before
gonna
you
be?
buy it?
right.
Humble bundle, £3.
No,
20, for 20 games.
I think I'd put like a tenner down on it. I think.
Yeah, I think I paid.
You might as well just buy it now then.
I
for
paid
God's sake.
£13 or something for it when it came out because it was on 10% off pre-order sort of thing.
Let's have a look. Sorry, I'm just doing some live investigation.
It'll be on sale soon. At least
Yeah,
20% off.
It's 16.79. I'll pick it up for a tenner. Maybe 11 quid.
That'll be on PC Game Pass soon, don't worry.
Yeah.
You ain't got that voucher on Epic is run out, has it? Because it's
I
on
don't
Epic
know.
as well.
Is it? Probably
Yeah.
got a tenner off there. Could have
We
probably
had an
got
£8 coupon for a while, and it would have been like £8 on it.
So there was that. The only other game I played is a new game that actually was released yesterday that I downloaded, purchased and downloaded. I've been looking forward to this for a while. Completely forgot about it until I was reminded from an email from Steam that the game that you want to buy is now available. It's called Distant Worlds 2. It's a 4X or what you might call a grand strategy space game. Kind of similar to Stellaris in that you are a empire. Basically, you start pre-light speed travel, pre-warp travel, and you build a economy with science ships and construction ships and basically military ships, escorts and freighters. But then on the thing that makes this thing different is there is actually a civilian economy behind this as well. So your population of people on a planet that you colonize, and you're basically the kind of like the president or the grand master of this world, which you make the sort of higher decisions about it. The civilian population also want a nice piece of the pie of all these minerals that you're mining and the trade associated with that. And so you can take a bigger or smaller cut of that. So you not only tax the actual population of the planets that you own, but actually take a percentage of the economy of the civilian trade, of the worlds that you basically look after, own. So I've only played like a couple of hours of it. I did play
Barely scratched the surface in 2 hours by
barely
the look of
scratched
it.
the surface, yeah. I played Distant Worlds 1. I didn't play that for a huge amount. There again, that was another grand strategy. But the UI was not very good. The map looked really nice previously. This game looks beautiful. All the worlds that you find, or at least I've found, are individual modelled. They're not just what seems to be a very standard skin over a spheroid. They're each worlds that have atmospheres have what seems to be weather. It might be a constantly changing texture, but it looks really good. The worlds and moons are also not static. They actually travel. They basically go around their orbits, and yeah, there's just a lot to it. There's a lot of the actual winning conditions is quite interesting, which it makes this game slightly different. Normally in like some of these grand strategy games, you either like win through science or economy or military power. Basically, they own everything or be the most scientifically technical or have the biggest economy. This game is the winning conditions are weighted on a percentage of those things. So you could have the best economy, which will give you a percentage of the win condition. And then you can have not so much like science technology. So you'd have a small percentage of that. And you have to hit a limit, like a percentage limit of your overall sort of win conditions of all these different things. So that makes the win conditions an interesting prospect. So you can't just focus down science. You can't just smash science and win, because just having the best science in the game doesn't give you enough points for the win conditions of the actual game itself. The setups, I've read a little bit into it. It's basically what they say is the first game that you play if you haven't played before, and the most balanced is just a default everything. So like you start a new game and you click through all the sort of different options, the different size worlds, the different types of galaxy, the number of enemy civilizations, the density of enemy civilizations, and pirates and random space monsters and things like that. So it's a highly customizable game, and yeah, I'm just itching.
I watched
to
a
go
video, and there looks like not a lot's going on the whole time. I was watching the video.
back. So you can, yeah. This game's a weird one. Is that you through the settings of how you play the game, there's basically a few different options. One of them is you can like turn off the AI assistance completely off. So like the AI won't give any recommendations. They won't like prompt you to do anything. So it's a very micromanageable micromanageable game, and every single decision you've got to basically find what's going on and then make the decision for it. So things like this is in your solar system when you first set out. There's I don't know about I've found in my solar system about 100 different asteroids with different composition of minerals, and each one of those, the percentage and the weight of the minerals and the number of minerals in those asteroids varies because they're different size. And because I'm just playing the default thing, like my AI assistant, basically recommends which ones I should be mining, and then pops up saying you found science ships have found a valuable mineral here. I suggest you mine it, and you go, okay, I'll mine that one. and that's sort of with the AI on, AI on. But you can have more custom, like you can actually ask the AI to make those decisions for you. So like that you don't even have the pop up and like take more responsibility away from you and just do a playthrough and have like just the diplomacy. So set up the treaties and managing the other aliens that you meet. Yeah, there's some games that like it's a really difficult game to watch a video on. I've tried to watch a few because yeah, like when you're actually watching it, it doesn't kind of make
Does
sense.
time passing the whole time that you're doing stuff, or is it like
You
a
can do.
turn?
No,
You
no, it's
pause it.
not turn based. It's you can do it either 1, 2, or 4 time speed.
But while
Uh,
you're sitting around thinking about what you're doing, time is ticking away.
yes, but you can slow it down. Yeah, and I think you can pause it as well, but I haven't had to pause time in my game. But yeah, you can slow it down, and slowing it down is basically to a crawl, like 1 day of space time. Basically, nothing passes, nothing changes. So yeah, I'll be playing some more of it.
Could be a long one, that one.
It will be a long one. It's same as Stellaris though. I did play like.
Well, I don't know. People, you play multiplayer Stellaris? Because is there a multiplayer in this?
I don't know. I haven't had a look. I don't play multiplayer Grand Strategy. No,
Hmm.
no. To play it properly, you need like 6 to 8 people with 6 to 8 hours of time
Yeah, it's a
over a
bit hard
couple
work.
of days. Like they're big games. There's yeah.
It's like playing a full-on war game.
It's playing Dungeons and Dragons in space, but you're a civilization instead of a character, and you're all against each other. This is a big campaign. It's not a small thing.
I won't be playing it.
No, nor will I.
I don't expect
you
guys
could try
to.
Stellaris, Pilch. It's on Xbox Game Pass.
It is on Xbox Game Pass. There's
Oh, is
also
it? Okay.
uh,
I'll
there's,
shit on it next week then.
there's hang on. There's another good one, Galactic Civilizations 3 on Game Pass as well at the moment, which is also another
That's not on it.
space-based
No, I don't know if that's on
strategy.
Xbox. But,
Okay,
but
maybe just
Stellaris is definitely on
PC.
Xbox as well as
Right.
PC.
Yeah, it is.
But no, yeah, you can play Galactic Civilizations 3 if you want, Neil, through PC Game Pass, which is another good space.
Do you need to have played 1 and 2?
No, you don't need to play 1 and 2. But yeah, it's that's another good space game.
There's quite a lot of them about in there. So
There is. It's a popular game type.
a popular niche genre.
A popular niche. It's what?
Well, Dark Souls is now a popular niche.
Yeah.
So
And that's it. That's all from me this week.
Okay, right. News. I don't know what's just happened to my show notes. Something's moved. Right, news. We don't do news really. Is there anything worth talking about? Right, okay. I can confirm there was an update for COD in January and it's fucked COD.
Okay.
And the reason Guardians of the Galaxy kept crashing was because I had ray tracing turned on. Apparently, if you turn that off, all the bugs are fixed.
really,
I
I
just
can play
read it
with
on
ray tracing
Reddit.
now. I've got a card that can do ray tracing and not fucking just break everything while it's trying to do ray tracing.
Yeah, well, apparently that's the problem. So I shall untick. Well, no, I'm not going to play it again. But
I'm not sure that's going to solve the problems you were having with the game.
no. Right, you better do your spiel then.
Cool.
What we got? Oh yeah, go on. Go.
Right. So, thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us a question or get involved, please contact us either on Twitter @Seal Podcast, email us at sealpodcast@gmail.com. We're lacking on some emails, so we'd like to.
I haven't had an email for a while.
Yeah. Or join us on our Discord server. A link is pinned on Twitter. Again, yeah, join us on Discord. Jump in, say hello.
Come and join the Elden Ring chat.
Come and join the Elden Ring chat, and then me and Pilch will ignore you.
Come and see when YouTube videos get posted and stuff. Other things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see. We got another new section in there.
Yeah.
Another annoying thing to look at.
This is what affectionately I call Neil's YouTube channel.
Well, it'll be all of it. Anything that gets uploaded to YouTube. So as I do upload the show to YouTube, so it will show there, and you could watch it embedded in the Discord.
Yeah,
Ooh,
don't
hello.
even need to leave your Discord server.
Yeah.
So we have YouTube and Twitch channels, which we upload to regularly, and all included in our Discord server. And that's me out. Neil normally does a Twitch channel.
A chat. Shout out. I'm trying to see who's been
all
here.
those people that are in that chat.
I can't believe it's all of those people, to be honest. I'm definitely going to call out some names I've seen and recognise. So I know Paul W was in the chat earlier, and we've got Lord, and Fraser Moo was in the chat for some time today. Other than that, I'm not sure I recognise any of these names, but if you are a real person, thank you for joining. If you're not, thank you for joining anyway. Thank you for programming a bot to come and watch our channel. So,
if only those people showed up as numbers, we'd do all right, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Because 35, 40 viewers every week would be.
That'd be nice, wouldn't
it?
Right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Thank you, Neil and Dave, for showing up. Thank you, Fraser. I don't know what for, but thanks anyway. I shall not be here next week. There's a good chance that Dave may not be here next week as well. So it might be a two-man show, or
it might be a no-show.
Might not get a show at all. I'm sure we can find someone and drag someone on.
Maybe Arnie will come back for his visit that he missed out on if he's not working.
Yeah. He's always good entertainment. So yeah, that's it. Laters.
Thanks all for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Later.